Okay, so that should be better. Just so no microphone audio. Okay. How about now? Is that better? We'll wait for a little bit. Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2. Okay. I got the word from Scott Burton that the audio is better. Thanks. So I just want to do a rundown. We have Scott Burton in the house, and Big Dreams Homestead, hello. Woods Tree Farm, and Whitney. I'm not going to butcher your last name, I'm sorry. Whitney B? Yes. Okay, so if you're new to the channel, I'm Farmer Brad, and I'm doing a live stream from our basement kitchen. Let's see if we're fortunate enough to have a full-size kitchen down in the basement, which is good if I'm cooking something that, like fish or other stuff, and we don't want to mess up the main kitchen, or if down the road we model the upstairs kitchen, we'll have one down here. Let's see. So okay, so Scott Burton asked what camera I use to film the videos. Let me go grab it. This is a Canon T6i, and it just has the standard lens on it. Let me see, it's the 18 to 55 millimeter Canon lens, and then on top is a Rode mic, non-powered, and it has a little fuzzy on the top to help with guarding against wind, and it takes a SD card. Now, oh, and then one of the features I like about it is it has the pop-out screen, so I can aim it at me to make sure I'm in the shot. And then it does have a line-in jack for the microphone, which is good. The one thing I don't like about it is it struggles with autofocus, so if I was to get a different one, I would try to make sure that it has the 2-pixel focus at least. There is a $400 Canon camera that does have the 2-pixel focusing. Yeah, sorry, it is the Canon Rebel T6i. Now, one of the things that I like about it is if you're in photo mode, you can download the app on your phone, and let's say you need to take a picture of your family, you can get it all set up and then trigger the camera with your mobile phone. Unfortunately, I thought that feature would also work for video, but it doesn't. It's only for the photo feature. So there was a situation where I was out in California with my family, my wife's family that lives out in California, and we needed to get a big family shot, so I just sort of set it up in front of the restaurant, aimed it, and then just put the phone behind someone's back and just was rapid firing it, trying to get as many photos as possible. And then I just recently did a review on this microphone. This one is only $11.99 on Amazon. Let me drop the link for it. And I do have Amazon affiliate links on my website, so if there's products that I don't necessarily make, but they're on farmerbrad.com, clicking the link and going to Amazon will help support the farm and the entrepreneurial endeavors that I do. So let me drop the link in the chat for this microphone right here. Oh, looks like I have to URL shorten it. The link is too long, it says. And now I'm going to drop the link in the chat. And let's see, I just added on my website a really cool device that I'm still debating whether or not to do a review video on it, but let me get you the link for that. I thought that this device would be small, but it actually is pretty large. Solar powered battery bank. So this device here is a solar powered battery bank, and I thought that it was going to be about the size of my phone. I have an iPhone 7 right here, but it is substantially larger, and it's very heavy. So this runs for $43.99 on Amazon, and the thing I like about it is it has this solar panel on top, which actually I don't think I have bright enough lights down here for it. I might be able to mimic it with my phone here. Let's see. But basically you can barely see the green light going on, and that means that the solar panel is being triggered with enough light. So when this thing is completely full, it is supposed to be able to recharge your cell phone 4 to 8 times. And but that's not the only feature that this has. If you have a modern enough phone, this also does wireless charging. Unfortunately, the iPhone 7 does not have wireless charging, but basically what happens is you have it here, and then you place your phone right on top of there, and it will start charging your phone. I tested it with a colleague's phone who has an iPhone 11, and sure enough, you just set it on there and it worked. Now, on some Android phones, I think you have to turn on that feature. Yeah, and it's pretty heavy, but then the other feature is it has a built-in flashlight. I think it has 15 LEDs, and then on the end it has 2 USB adapter or input outputs, so you can power up your cell phone with the USB cord, and then right here is the USB-C. Then right above there is where you can plug it in if you need to charge it with a house outlet. And yeah, I was amazed. At work, we must have some old school lighting and stuff, because I don't think LEDs typically are bright enough in order to give it a full charge. So I just have this sitting down on my desk using the light from the lights above my desk, and it's charging. And then so when you plug into the USB, it can be receiving sun and charging the battery bank, as well as discharging to your cell phone simultaneously. Yeah, definitely. If and so in the past, I've had opportunities to review some products from Chinese manufacturers and stuff, and I've been a little cautious. But this thing, like, feels very heavy duty. I ended up dropping it on the in the parking lot, and it was absolutely fine. And so then it has this little strap that you can put on the back of your backpack. So as you're hiking, it can be charging. Now, I will say, when this solar panel is going, if it gets partially blocked, it really cuts down on the charging power of it. But basically down here, there ends up being lights that blink. And so if the green light is on, it tells you that it's getting energy, and then it just sort of blinks across here, letting you know about how full the battery is. And I will put that link once again. And if you guys check that out, then I'll get a little kickback from Amazon, which is great. And let's see. So what states are you guys from? I'm in East Central Indiana, and we have about an 8-acre homestead. As if you've seen some of the drone footage, you'll be able to get a good idea of our property and what it looks like here in Indiana. Let me see if I can turn the music on a little bit in the background. Let's see. Because I feel like I can't really just turn on the music and change the volume. And still nothing. Yeah, so I used to live out in California for 6.5 years. I was fortunate enough to meet my wife out there, and the job that I had was a remote web development job. And so um, that gave us the opportunity to be able to relocate to a place where we could afford housing. And so that's how we ended up with the 8-acre homestead. I liked California and the people. Um, I just didn't see any way of being able to afford the housing out there. I mainly lived in Southern California, in the LA area, up in Lake Hughes and South Central, all over. What got me out there was I was working for a nonprofit doing their web and video stuff for a urban youth camp. And then I got into a web company or a portal company, and that got me, one job led to another to another. And now I'm in Indiana working for a small liberal arts college as their lead web developer. And then I'm farming, raising chickens, and raising meat birds. Well, yeah, raising meat birds and sheep. Speaking of chickens, let's see if I can bring up. Let's see if I can bring up the. Oh, I know what I need to do. I'm going to try to bring up the baby chicks that I have in the basement here on camera. Let's see. They're on here, but I'm going to try to bring them on OBS. Let's see. I'm just not sure why it's not showing up. It says it's on. Going to Hi Mimsy's Garden. How are you guys doing? Okay. I think the IP address had just changed. Okay, here we go. Let me bring it full size. So these are Australops that I hatched. Unfortunately, there's 2 left. I started with 4, and then 1 died shortly after, and then this morning when I went down there, 1 had gotten trapped on the other side of the bucket, and that was not good, so I ended up changing that up. So these 2 should be good. Let's see if I'm gonna try to have both up there. Oh, I think I know what's going on. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I'm still getting used to those live streams. Hey, Homestead Evolution. Guess what shirt I'm wearing right now? AJ Farms. If you guys haven't checked out Homestead Evolution, make sure to check them out. They were the nice folks that let me stay with them for the Homesteaders of America conference, and they raise quail in Virginia. There we go. I got it set up so you guys can see the baby chicks live. Oh, yeah. I think I wasn't on there, but yeah, there's AJ Farms, LLC, and then they got some quail stuff on the back. So the plan is, once I get all the supplies to be able to make the cage, I plan on incubating some quail and explore whether or not there's a quail egg market in my area. Hello, T&S Dogs and Dragonflies Farm. Welcome to the live stream. I'm glad you love the baby chicks. Yeah, I'm still not sure what settings I need to do. Uh, it's like they have a million different settings and then they don't tell you what's good. Claybank Homestead, hello. Now, how many of you guys here are new to my channel? I did get a lot of new subscribers from after Homesteaders of America. I was able to collaborate with Jason from Sow the Land to be able to do a demo of making an automatic chicken water bucket. Yeah, they are. I'm trying to think how old they are. Most of the time I end up posting pictures to my Instagram so that I can look back and see what date they were hatched on. So actually, I can probably do that right now. If I go to my Instagram, instagram.com/FarmerBrad LLC, and let's see. They looks like they started hatching on October 22nd. There's this picture on Instagram where I took a picture of them starting to hatch. Claybank Homestead, how did you find out about my channel? Was it Two Family Homestead live stream, or just stumbled upon it? Okay, so it looks like right now we have about 6 people in the live stream. Thanks for all being here. Are there any topics or questions that you guys would like to talk about? You guys discuss in the chat room what topics or questions you'd like to talk about, and I'll be back. I'm going to get a possible giveaway during this live stream. So make sure to share this live stream with your friends, and they might have a chance to win this gift that I'm going to go get. Garden planners. They're pretty amazing. So how it works is there's this little red line here, and you slide it to when you're frost date is, the first frost date or the last frost date, depending on spring or fall. Let's see. Yeah, these are amazing. There's a list that comes with it to, based off of your area, it gives you when your average last frost is in spring and the average first frost for your area. But what's crazy is there is a lot of information on here. So it tells you natural companion plants to plant near each other. It also tells you when you need to first plant it indoors and then when it will be able to be harvested. Then it also tells you about how much light it needs, the distance between the plants after thinning, the distance between rows or hills, the planting depth, and how many seeds slash plants per 10-foot row. And let's see, and then the minimum outdoor soil temperature for germination. So on here it says that onion sets are 35 degrees and pumpkins are 60 degrees. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Do you guys have any suggestions on how I should do the giveaway? I was thinking about um, a question that would be answered by one of the videos that I've posted. But that might take too long. Let's see. What is a good trivia question? Well, Mimsy Garden suggested that I tell a little brief overview about myself, since I do have some new folks here that have recently subbed. So I didn't grow up a farmer, but I grew up in Indiana and lived near a farm and got to see pigs being born, got to put a calf in a headlock while it was being castrated. And then I actually, when I was out in California, had the opportunity to live at a house that had a big enough backyard, and there happened to be a chicken coop already there. So I found a source in El Monte for chickens. It's like in the middle of the city, and this guy had chickens, and so I got my first flock. And when it came time to move from California to Indiana, I actually had three hens that moved with me. And so I made a transport crate that was big enough for them to have enough room, but I also needed it to be cozy enough because they were going to be going from probably 60-degree weather down to 20-degree weather because we moved shortly before Thanksgiving. And in the moving truck, they were content and they actually laid some eggs on the way. And the chicken that I brought from California, that was the last one to survive, Her name was Goldie. And then I thought that I was going to start with egg layers, but it takes a while for egg layers to start producing eggs. So I needed to find a way to generate some revenue to offset feed costs. So I ended up looking around on Amazon and trying to find some different options. And the only thing I really saw were like 5-gallon buckets with water nipples on the bottom. And I was like, there has to be a better way. So I found these float valves that I could put on the chicken water bucket and then put water nipples on it. In the first version, I had vertical water nipples going off the bottom of the bucket. And then I had some feedback from some customers saying that the garden hose adapter directly on the float valve caused there to be too much leverage and could cause it to leak sometimes. So I redesigned it in the summer of 2018, and now it comes with a 2-foot reverse osmosis tubing connector, so you're able to route it through hardware cloth, and then there's a float in there. But then I went with horizontal water nipples on the side. So in the chat I put the link, farmerbrad.com/bucket auto will take you to my website, and you'll be able to look up the information about my automatic chicken water. So I built that. I make it in my basement, and pretty much as the orders come in, I ship them out. And I'd say to date, I've been doing it since 2015, and I've probably sold about 1,200 of them. That's including both designs. And part of the reason for that too, besides making money to offset feed costs, was I had a day job, and so I didn't have a lot of time to do chores. So I figured a chicken water, I really don't need to refill it every single day. I'll let the float valve and the garden hose do the heavy lifting. So basically, it's a 2-gallon bucket because it doesn't need to be 5-gallon if it refills during the summer. Now, the only time that a larger container makes more sense is if you're in northern climates and you need to add a heated element to it. So that's why I also offer a do-it-yourself kit if you have like a large container that you want to make an automatic chicken water bucket. But I also am providing the service of a completely assembled solution. All you have to do is hook it up to the garden hose, hang it, or put it on the putting it on a cinder block to be able to adjust the height of it. Now I will say that I recommend, if you have baby chicks, the horizontal water nipples, they have a pretty strong spring, so I would do my chores. Where is it? Here it is. Oh. So that link there, you should be able to click that and it will show you how I daisy chain the chicken waters. I was able to get it to where I could feed and water 3 chicken tractors in about 15 minutes. So then by the time the birds started to lay eggs, I ended up realizing that it wasn't a very lucrative endeavor. I would make about $30, or I'd make about $40 in a month from eggs, and it would take $30 of chicken feed in order to keep them going. So that ended up causing me to switch over to meat birds on pasture, because during the wintertime they're in the freezer. Oh, and I gotta tell you, I was able to snag a Ninja Foodie pressure air fryer, and tonight was the first time doing chicken wings or cooking with it at all, and it was awesome. Like, all I did was I added a little, like 2 teaspoons or tablespoons of oil in the bottom of it, and it ended up cooking those in about 25 minutes, and they were crispy and not super greasy. And I'm also looking forward to trying to cook a whole frozen chicken in an hour, and I'll probably try to make a video of that, just because it really lessens the intimidation factor for intimidation factor for cooking a whole chicken. Okay, so I think I figured out the fairest way to do a giveaway. What I'm going to do is create a Google form real quick, and then I will ask you for your name and email address. Let's see. Let's see. And the question I'll ask you is, what is your favorite plant to grow? And I'll limit it to one response. Let's see. So if you go to this link in the chat room and only fill it out once, then I will give away 2 of these during this live stream. And I'll randomly select the winner. Let me see what the responses are. Is everyone able to access the form? Cool. So far we have 2 responses. Cool. Thanks, Homestead Evolution. They said that the link worked great. So I think what I'll do is, as more people come on, then towards the end I'll randomly select. You do not have to be in the chat room in order to win. And I'm going to give away 2 of these. Now, I met Clyde at Homesteaders of America, and he ended up sending me a few of these to give away. So I wanted to thank Clyde for doing that. And if you happen to not win tonight, I've worked up a deal with Clyde to make them available on my website. I'm going to put the link in the chat for, and they are, I think, $5 a piece with $1 shipping. So are there any other questions that any of you guys have? Let me see. We still only have 2 people. Let me message content creators and see if anyone from there wants to come over. Oh, yes, the high tunnel repair did work. I used 6-inch wide repair tape, and let me get the link for the video of me repairing it, but it was pretty bad. I'd say it was probably a 35-foot rip. And I didn't think it was going to work, but it did work indeed. Now, I probably have only a couple more years left of that plastic, but I'm thinking about putting plastic on the outside, new plastic on the outside, and then getting a blower for making 2 layers. So the link I just put in the chat is to that video of me repairing the high tunnel. Okay, so the 2 responses that I've gotten so far in the giveaway form is Homestead Evolution said that their favorite plant to grow is Chinese noodle beans. And another person mentioned tomatoes. Let's see if I have it here. So earlier this week, I ended up filming how to replace the battery in these sensor push temperature sensors, and I'm just working on trying to edit it. But these sensors are ones that I use around the farm. I have one in the high tunnel, and then I have one in a chicken tractor that I have set up as a little greenhouse. And let me see what the temperature is right now. So I'm amazed that like how far these sensors are able to get detected. So I have a gateway in the garage that allows me to get readings on my phone from away from the farm. They have it so that if you have your phone connected to Bluetooth and you're within 300 feet of the sensor, it will download the up to 2 weeks worth of information to your phone so that you have it. So if there's a place where it's far away from everything, but you're going out there at least within 2 weeks, then you'll be able to get the data and be able to monitor it. So currently, right now, if I look at the chicken tractor that I'm using as I'm trying to grow plants in it, it's at 26.9 degrees. I don't think it's going to work. But currently outside, it's 26.6 degrees. So one thing I've noticed is that during the night, hey, Chef Carter's Cooking Corner, make sure to check out her YouTube channel. She's a local YouTuber in the area, and she's done a review on the pastured chicken that I sell at the farmer's market. She was showing in one of her videos a couple different ways of cooking chicken. Good to see you. She says that she's just passing through to say hello, so hope you have a wonderful evening. So with the chicken tractor garden, well, really with the, hey, Two Family Homestead. I saw that you guys got to me on your live stream the other night. I ended up going back and am taking note of the recommendations. I still haven't changed all of them yet, but I'm working on expanding my about section on my YouTube channel. And then because Jason was harassing me, I'm going to add Big Bear Homestead to my featured channels, and then I'll add Two Family Homestead as well. So I appreciate the feedback. If you guys haven't checked out Two Family Homestead, they do very in-depth, well, they have several live streams a week. One is a tutorial that helps you make your YouTube channel better. Another one is where you get your name on a wheel and they spin it and then they highlight it and then they give some constructive feedback on how you can make your YouTube channel better. So one's more technical based, like how you generate stuff with technology, with your editors, creating thumbnails, different things like that. And then the other live show that they have is more or less highlighting channels and then giving some constructive criticism. And it's very helpful. It really makes you think about things that you didn't really think about before. And there's a lot of people that they get on their live streams to bring their perspective. So I really appreciate you guys, Two Family Homestead. And they're located over in Ohio. So not too far away from where I'm at, but still a drive. And I was able to meet them at the Homesteaders of America conference as well. So one thing that I've noticed with the high tunnel and the chicken tractor that I'm using as a greenhouse is that during the daytime when the sun is cranking, it can really bump up the temperatures 10 to 30 degrees. But at night, it almost like goes opposite because there isn't that heat mass. So one way you can get around that is filling up a whole bunch of 50-gallon barrels full of water. And then the idea is that during the daytime, that sun heats up all that water, and then at night, that water will put off that heat and sort of keep the temperature up. One idea that I've had is on Walmart.com, they have these solar water heaters that are these glass tubes with this tubing that goes through. And I had thought what would be interesting is on the south side of the high tunnel, because I have the long part going east to west, and so on the south side where it gets the most sun, daisy chain a few of those water heaters together and then have it run inside to 50-gallon barrels that are all in a row in the middle, and then it will take the water from one side, heat it up, and then it will go in there and just sort of keep that going. But they're about $250 a piece, so it'd be a pretty expensive experiment. But I'm always thinking about different things. So this winter, my main project is to prototype and experiment with a chicken water kit that you have to manually refill, but it's supposed to keep you from the water from freezing. And it's solar powered with an air bubbler. So I'm going to be prototyping that out this winter using the sensor push devices in order to get a temperature of inside the cooler and outside of the cooler to be able to get my temperature ranges to be able to verify that it does work. So I do plan on sending it out as a kit where I provide everything, but you provide the cooler. And then, because there's really no need for me to try to ship a cooler if people can just go to their local store and get one that the kit would work for. So we have a few new people in the chat. Inya Yard Homestead, hello. They say, good day from Australia. I've never been to Australia. I would love to someday. And then Rustic Traditions Homestead, they said that they haven't seen those, but they sound really cool. I've sort of been all over the place, so I'm not quite sure what you're referring to, Rustic Traditions. Are you talking about the temperature sensors or the chicken water that I'm trying to prototype? So how is the automatic chicken water scene in Australia? Do you have a lot of options? I've thought about trying to get my product into Australia, but the shipping costs would be quite a bit. Oh yeah, Rustic Traditions Homestead. I'll try to find it on. I'll try to find it. So if you guys just got here, we're doing a giveaway for Clyde's garden planner. Just fill out this form and answer the questions. Oh, hey, Big Bear Homestead. Welcome. Yeah, I was just telling Two Family Homestead how you were harassing me on their live stream about not having you as a featured channel. And I plan on adding you and Two Family Homestead as a featured channel since you gave me such a hard time. Let's see, Walmart.com. And I think the search term is solar water heater. Looks like they have a lot of different options since I was last on here. The ones I'm looking for are just kind of like a small tube. Maybe just search for solar tubes. I am not seeing what I saw many years ago. Let's search on Google. Congrats, Big Bear Homestead, on your celebrating your 14-year wedding anniversary. I feel honored that you took the time to come to my live stream. Just enjoy your time together. Make sure to fill out the form, and that will enter you into a chance to win a Clyde's garden planner. I have 2 of them that I'm going to give away. Yeah, I'm really looking forward, Big Bear Homestead, for the video of you guys using it. And make sure to share that promo code that I gave you guys so that your subscribers can save a little moolah. And we still only have 2 responses for the giveaway. So at this point, if the live stream was to end, the 2 people that entered would automatically win. Okay, I'm gonna still look for that solar water tubes. Yeah, so this one I actually found on Amazon, and it's $451. But it's basically the concept. And I'm pretty sure that these tubes have a vacuum in between the 2 layers of glass. Solar tubes. Okay, rustic tradition. So your answer was tomatoes then? Thank you, Inya Yard Homestead. Have a good time back at work. Thanks for joining. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do. And I basically try to intersect technology and hobby farming in order to try to make things more efficient since I do have a limited time. I am a husband and father of, I have 3 girls, so they're a blast, and they're amazing. It's amazing how God makes each one special and has their own unique personality. Yeah, I'm still only seeing 2 people have entered in the contest for the giveaway. Let me send the link one more time. Yeah, it's like our third one, our youngest, is kind of like a combination of the 2 older ones. And she was walking at 8 months. Okay, yeah, these were given to me by Clyde at the Homesteaders of America conference, and so he sent me a few to give away, and I've already given away a couple through my Instagram channel, so now it was time for me to give away some on my YouTube channel. Yeah, I do feel bad. A lot of times I end up taking the 2 older ones out. Um, what did you do, Big Bear Homestead? He says that more people are on the way. So we're up to 8 viewers. This is the most that we've had tonight. Um, but yeah, I got to meet Big Bear Homestead. Oh, thanks. Big Bear Homestead shared it on their Facebook group, and so some people should be coming in, which will be great. Let's see if I can get that music working again. Okay, I'm going to pause the stream real quick and try to get desktop audio. Thanks for stopping by, Big Bear Homestead. Okay, are you guys able to hear the music now? Okay, if there's any new folks, make sure to fill out the giveaway form. We are giving away 2 Clyde garden planters. I'm just going to see if I have these way too... There we go. Wait. Oh. Sorry if my microphone was pretty loud. Does anyone have any other questions for me? I don't have any meat birds right now. I will probably be starting that back up in February. And I just released a pre-order form to where people can pre-order meat birds. Where they can order meat birds, pre-order for next year. What I'm doing is $5 per bird in increments of 5 birds at a time. And then in 2020, they'll be able to pick up the birds and be locked into a lower price per pound. And that will allow them to save, but it will also give me some money to get through the winter with my business, as well as start the first batch, because that first batch of birds is the toughest, because I'm starting mid-February when it's pretty cold, so I end up putting them in the barn in the brooder, and they're usually in it for 4 weeks, and then I get them out on grass. But it's a tough one, but I have to start in February in order to have them ready by May when the farmers market starts. So as far as my YouTube channel goes, I'm over 1,000 subscribers, and I'm still working on trying to get monetized. I have about 1,800 more hours of watch time that I need to get in order within the last 365 days in order to get monetized. I'm trying to squeeze in editing a video a week in order to get that out, in order to try to help my numbers go up. I do have some lights here that I still need to get put on the front of my zero turn radius mower, because you can't always mow during the daytime, and this will really open it up to be able to mow on my schedule. And then I have another backup camera to install, and if I can figure it out, I may try to put it on my Subaru car. So Rustic Traditions Homestead asked if I sell live chickens at the market or are they processed. Yes, they are frozen. I get them processed at a state inspected facility and sell them frozen, and I sell whole birds, skinless, boneless chicken breast. Actually, this last month I got some of my ground chicken turned into Gouda chicken brats, which I end up selling out the first day I had them. So I plan on raising more birds next year. My minimum target is to raise 600 birds next year. This year I did 400, just a little over 400. And then I hope to use the brats to sell stuff that's not really moving as much. That's a good idea too, family homestead. I mean, I could do get a fire going and do like a Yule log for the holiday live stream. Okay, so state inspected facility I go to, I'm not able to sell out of state. The closest USDA place is about an hour and a half, And currently my farm truck is my blue Subaru with a trailer on the back. And I don't really feel comfortable driving that far with the birds. I'm fortunate enough that where I get them processed is only about 15 minutes away. But one concern that I have is that processing costs are getting really expensive. Last time I had 147 birds turned into 203 chicken items, and that ended up being about $725. So I'm going to explore in the spring of utilizing the 1,000 bird exemption to be able to process on farm and sell at the farmer's market. And now, in order to get the ground chicken turned into brats, I will have to have the leg quarter deboned at a state inspected facility, and then I take that meat over to Radford's, who processes it. And they were pretty, it really wasn't bad what they charged me to turn them into chicken brats. And it all started, my wife, she goes to Aldi, and she goes to Aldi and was getting chicken sausage, and I was like, this stuff's really good. I want to turn some of my chicken into chicken sausage. I'm still only seeing 2 responses for the giveaway. And there's 7 people in here. So if you fill out that form with your name, email, and your favorite thing to plant, you will be entered in a drawing where I'll draw randomly 2 names for a Clyde's Garden Planter. You're able to slide it to your first or last spring frost date or your first frost date in fall, and it will give you a guide. It will give you a guide on how to plant. So it's really great if you have some seeds and you forgot the instructions on the back. It will give you a good guide on how to plant. Majority onions, tomatoes, peppers, melons, potatoes, sweet corn, cabbage, cucumber, okra, pumpkins, squash, carrots, cauliflower, chard, peas, beets, broccoli, green beans, radish, lettuce, and spinach. Oh, yeah, I was fortunate enough to talk with Clyde. I had first heard about his planter through M.I. Gardner, and I had bought some through his site, and then I talked with Clyde and was able to get it put on my website. Where they're $5 a piece, and then it's $1 for shipping. Hey, Jason from Sow the Land. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, the family is doing well. Girls are asleep, and my wife is catching up with some family. And I haven't listened to your latest podcasts yet, but I have enjoyed It basically seems like the last 3 videos that you've made, Jason, has been prepping you for winter with cutting wood. And so your latest video has that holder, so it's easy for you to chop the wood. And then there is the large wood storage A-frame, and then there's the close to the house wood storage. So looks like you're good to go in the wood chopping situation. I'm still waiting for the weather to turn south enough that I don't have to mow anymore or cut down tall weeds with my finish mower, because I don't want to take it off and then have to put it back on. But there's some firewood back on my property that is back towards like the campsite area, and so I need to take off my finish mower off the Kubota tractor and then take the trailer back there, load up the wood, and then get it close to the house. We have an enclosed fireplace that has the blower in it, so I like to try to do like maybe 2 fires a week, because we have oil heat and that stuff is really expensive. And so anything that I can offset. I've also thought about putting some registers and like putting little holes in the bottom of the door and then putting registers on there, register vents that we can open and close. And that way the heat can easily travel up the stairs and it can be usable. We're up to 10 people in the chat room right now. I'm doing a giveaway for those who just joined. All you have to do is fill out this form with your name, email, and what you enjoy planting, and I'm giving away one of these Clyde's garden planters. Actually 2 Clyde garden planters, and we only have 2 people that are signed up so far. Not that I don't want those 2 people to win, but I actually want to have to pick a random number. So how is everyone doing tonight? It's Friday, November 22nd. So in summary, earlier tonight I was talking about this device. It's a solar-powered cell phone charger that also has the wireless charging capabilities on there. And hey Holly, let me see if that is our... Yes, that is our #1 fan from California. Holly K is in the house. And we miss her very dearly. Hey Holly, I don't know if you have any ground to plant a garden, but I'm doing a giveaway. And all you have to do to enter is to fill out this form with your name and what's your favorite thing to plant. And I'm giving away Clyde's garden planter. Let's see if I can bring back the baby chicks. Let's see. I think I can get this to work. Does not seem to be working. Oh, that's why. Yeah, it looks like the baby chick camera is not going to be available. Hey Holly, do you have any questions for me as far as okay, well, no one else is going to fill out the form, then I'm going to wrap things up and announce the winners of the garden planners. So, John Garrett he said that his favorite plant to grow is Chinese noodle beans. And Lucy Saputo said that really enjoyed the tomatoes. So congratulations to the winners. And I'm going to have to wrap this up. I think the most we had in here at one time was 10 people, which was pretty good. Sorry, there was a lot of silent times. I'm still trying to get a hang of these live streams. But make sure to check out my automatic chicken water bucket. And there are a few YouTube channels out there that have some promo codes that can save you some money. on the chicken water. But basically, if you order it, then I'll make it the next day and ship it out to you. Now, during the wintertime, what I do is I add a heated element. I remove the removable cap, and then I feed a heated element down in there in order to keep the water from freezing. Oh, yeah, I totally forgot to mention about the new podcast that I started. Thanks for reminding me, Holly. The easiest way to get to it is anchor.fm/Farmer Brad. And so far I have 2 episodes. The first one is how to deal with loss on the farm, and the second one is why do I raise pasture poultry. So you can go to that link, anchor.fm/Farmer Brad, and that will show you multiple ways of accessing it. You can subscribe to it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and then there is the RSS feed as well. But yeah, since I got this new microphone, I decided to try to come up with a podcast. And it's mainly an exercise so that I can get better at speaking on camera and not saying so, and all that stuff. And if you subscribe and listen to it through those different channels, then they are hoping to add some more sponsors that then I can get additional ones. But right now, the only sponsor ad I have on those podcasts are promoting Anchor, which is a great podcasting format. They have it where you can send in audio messages send audio messages that then I could use in the podcast. So if you'd like to leave me a message, you can go to that link, anchor.fm/Farmer Brad/message, and leave me a word of support or something that you think I need to improve on or a question, and then I can try to incorporate it into the podcast as I move forward. The nice thing about a podcast is that I can do them in the morning before I'm ready for work, and I don't have to get something built. I can just sort of think through it and try to articulate the story. Now, the last one, I felt like I was rambling quite a bit, but who knows? Does anyone have any closing questions, thoughts, or ideas? I need to probably wrap it up in the next 3 minutes. Here, actually, I think, let me double check, but I think it is
I'm double checking the link. But yeah. So this link here should save you $3 off an automatic chicken water bucket. Yeah, it's not homesteadevolution.com. It's farmerbrad.com/homesteadevolution. And I typically ship it out with 2-day shipping with United States Postal Service. If you're over in Oregon or Washington State, it can take some time to get there, probably 3 or 4 days. So now's the time to order it if you're planning on giving it as a gift. And I'll get it out there. Yeah, no problem, Homestead Evolution. Well, thanks for everyone being in here, and I appreciate the support of sharing your thoughts and ideas, and I hope to improve my YouTube channel and continue to make it informative and helpful. And yeah, until next time, have a wonderful Friday evening. Bye.